I had a work family at Thermo Fisher. When COVID-19 started, the whole Bay Area got locked down. We gathered together to make a COVID-19 test kit. I predicted that pharmacy would be in high demand during the pandemic. I decided to make a career change to make an impact by going to pharmacy school after deferring 1 year for business school and coding. Well, the demand was more than I thought. I moved to Las Vegas after 12 hours drive. My plan at first was to change my actions, behaviors, and thinking, which were opposite from my undergraduate time. I decided to get more involved and expand my network as much as possible. I got to know my team via Zoom and saw half of their faces. Mostly, everyone stayed at home so nobody had to waste gas money being practical during the pandemic. Mainly, I was lucky to know the funniest guy in class at that time, and his name was Karam. We all got entertained by his dancing moves during the break.
Look, I make it rain on whoever. I make it rain at whoever.
I did not know anyone when I first moved to Vegas. I was lucky to be invited over by Jules and his family virtually for Sunday church. I was grateful that they treated me like a family member and invited me over for a Christmas celebration for my P2 year. Therefore, I loved his grandma's food also. Next, I was picked up by my Kappa Psi family. The great pharmacy memory began after that day. I was lucky to get to know Rachel during my first year of pharmacy school, who also became a great friend with me and sexy avocado Chris after pharmacy school. When the first lot of COVID-19 vaccine was opened by the hand model Wilbur, we finally had the birthday party every week in January and February. Those were good days.
Everybody knew me as, hey, does your dad own a gas station? And I used to get so offended. I'm like, no. And they come up to me, does your dad own a 7-Eleven? I'm like, no, dude, where are you guys getting this stuff from? They're like, well, we watched The Simpsons, and that guy owns the store, and you look like that guy. I'm like, I'm not Indian, dog. We don't talk like this and brother and stuff. But you know what's so funny? I'm in pharmacy school right now, and I'm paying almost $30,000 per semester.
I achieved the goal of planning family dinner in April with my 3G Nathan. It was great to meet everyone finally, especially 1G Kian, since he was so busy with his rotations. Well, summer began, and the first to do was to celebrate the birthday with the brothers. COVID-19 ruined everything and made us to do everything on Zoom. First-year pharmacy summer was great for involving volunteering, planning for the club activities for the incoming academic year, working out, and working. The crappy part was the heat of Las Vegas. However, I was too frugal and practical to stay on campus to watch the World Cup after the elective summer class.
Smile, Kurt.
P2 year began with the Great Call Delta variant of COVID-19. It was not exciting since we were just back in person with 50%. All the businesses began to operate as before COVID-19. However, 200 cases per week scared Las Vegas. The second year was the aha moment for all of us. Everything made sense clinically. In addition, it was my first time planning a province for Kappa Psi. I never planned any events in my life. However, I followed Eminem's song, Lose Yourself. If I have one shot, one opportunity to seize everything I want, would I catch it or let it slip? While pledging, we could not do anything as a teamwork due to COVID-19. I saw this as an opportunity to show the strong bond of my chapter. I knew we only had 18 people, but that was enough to me. First time planning, I will not expect too much besides the smooth operation, and I started with small event but high quality. I learned that from Peter Thiel book 0 to 1. It was very tiring and stressful dealing with cost risk, COVID-19 policy, and school policy. My smartwatch showed I walked 10,000 steps, and I slept for 10 hours for the first time after province. It was great to meet other Kappa Psi brothers from other chapters, especially Randy. I could not have done it successfully for the first time without my brothers from my chapter, graduate brothers, and Pac West board. It was hard to switch back from regular activity after the first province. However, that's life. Well, I had to check on the pledging class and my little. Randy recently said he felt accomplished seeing the pledges crossed and becoming brothers.
No, look what
I
you do at
felt
a
the
pump.
same and thought I would
Look what
miss
you do
that
at
moment
pump.
in pharmacy school. In addition, Rachel and Mark planned to go to NWP in Utah, and we could meet other brothers from the South Jordan campus. It was supposed to be fun, but I had to retake the exam, so I missed half of the social events. It was okay as a student. School was still the priority.
Okay. Can you tell me how do I take the metro, please?
What was that?
At 3 ready, any
Can I open
questions?
the box?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah, do it.
Do you have Smith's card?
That one. The other side. That yeah. Yeah.
Okay, you told me $27.21.
Okay. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Randy. Happy birthday to you.
Brando and Yen planned the spring philanthropic event when the spring semester began. Since I did not expect my chapter to get the philanthropic grant from the central office. It was like another province 2.0. We all passed the oncology exam and we found all the covers for our work. We began running around to set up philanthropic events from social media, security, parking, food, moving tables, and borrowing equipment. I asked how everyone felt, and they were happy to do it. To me, looking back, it was a lot. However, I could tell a better story later when I applied for job or residency. All the party has to end. Time flew, and the moment I realized it, another school year finished. My big was graduating soon, and he was starting his job interview. I wanted to be like my big because he was so smart and chill. He lived and enjoyed every single moment of his life. Well, I finally worked with my G-Big Kian and socialized with Nevada graduate brothers.
Cute.
Well, finally, the election came, and I wanted to be as cool as Randy by running for a versus Rachel joined me on the board even though she was going to Cleveland for APPE. Team 19 study wrapped the school year strong by passing the exam altogether. It was our last time seeing each other before APPE. Of course, my e-board chapter had our dinner together before passing the baton pass. It could be an experience they might love or hate with anyone. With me, I enjoyed every single moment in school and spending time with Kappa Psi brothers. People all know I loved Roseman and Kappa Psi when I became a P3-year student. Before starting the APPE, let's begin the journey into the GCC. P2 year finished with a lot of memory. My final year in pharmacy school was memorable and emotional for me. Since the policy was lifted, I began with hiking trips and exploring downtown with my friends. COVID-19 cases were ongoing, but there were vaccines and medications already. Human society needed to live with it. Spending time with friends or people I love was meaningful to me. GCC finally happened. My first time attending, I was very nervous because I never thought I would run for a national position and give a speech in front of 100 people.
I'll take a couple.
However, I did it, and I tried my best. I just followed Eminem's song and went with the flow. Even though I did not win, I was glad that I inspired other brothers from different regions to step into leadership positions. Temple Grandin said one door closed, open another one. I did not win, but I gained back the network and the connection with other brothers nationally. I was thinking I might move somewhere again for a job, so I was ready to take another opportunity regardless of the region. Expanding my network was the first step I had to take before graduating from pharmacy school. The summer finally finished after I passed all of my remediation tests and began my APPE rotations. Looking at the funny angle, remediation is another way to stretch the tuition. However, having too many remediation tests is a warning before moving forward. It was my first province to plan in Hawaii. I could predict the challenges of traveling and the cost. However, not a lot of people have been to Hawaii. That was a positive sign. Back in Vegas, my family continued with new little ones with six-packs and intelligence. I never saw him in class, but I discovered he was playing chess alone in the dark corner. Well, I became a G-big, and I already missed a day. I was a little to the whole family already. When the rotation began, I felt the business of a learning curve. It was hectic for my ambulatory care rotation. However, I really enjoyed those busy days since I was used to working at the busy pharmacy. At the same time, I tried to see many friends as much as possible. I knew time flew, but I valued every single moment. I did not know why, but I liked to check on people and see how they were doing. That habit came from my father when he told me to call my grandparents every Sunday to check on them.
Alright, we are at the diabetes workshop today by Sexy Avocado Hernandez. And then
You swung your arm around. Not enough blood, dude.
Kurt, are you cold,
You
Kurt?
got thick skin.
Really? Kurt, are you cold? Kurt, are you cold? Kurt? Shoot, you roll the dice yet? Holy cow.
Dude, Kurt, what the fuck is up with your skin, dude?
It is. I swear
Are you
it is.
alive, man?
Kurt, do you really chop wood a lot or something? Or you climb on the rock? You not climb on the rock too much?
Your calluses, dude. Yo, this is a disaster, Kurt.
Yeah, Kurt. You try to measure? Oh, you try to poke this out? Okay, Kurt.
Oh, there you go. That's probably enough.
Let's go, Kurt.
Oh, there we go.
Let's go. That's the blood. Yeehaw!
274.
169.
Just 60. 102. All right.
102. Okay. So Kurt, that's not bad, Kurt. Kurt, what do you think about diabetes workshop? Good job, Kurt.
The first time planning province in Hawaii went well for me. Many brothers could not come due to the traveling distance, but everyone tried what they could. It was kinda short for me as a student. However, at least I had fun. Another thing I did not expect was I passed out at the airport. I ended up missing the rotation the next day. I became famous after that for passing out at the airport for going to a conference. I traveled quite a lot in my P3 year, but I loved all my trips even though they were short. I went to Denver for my 4G wedding. I went to Oahu for the conference. Now the midyear happened in Vegas, so I was lucky to save money this time. To me, thousands of people at midyear might be slightly overwhelmed. However, I was not trading stocks like those Wall Street movies. I researched to find out where I want to apply for residency. I enjoyed attending those CE events even though I did not get the credit. At the same time, I liked to see all the posters from the residents, and I wanted to know how they collected their data and their struggles while working on their projects. Eventually, midyear finished, and everyone was busy working on their applications and fixing their CV and letter of intent. I went through it by running on the treadmills 2 miles per day to vent out all my frustrations. Of course, we all had capstone to worry about. However, we tried as best as we could as the humans.
Really? Alright, let's go, man! Woo! Okay.
You don't need the lyrics, come on.
Wait, let's go sing the whole song.
Yeah, let's go! You're messing up.
Show up. One opportunity to seize everything you ever want in one moment. Would you capture it or just let it slip? His palms sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. This vomit on sweater already, mom's spaghetti. His nose was on service, look calm, ready to drop bomb. Let's keep calm, forgetting what he drove down. The whole ground goes so loud. He opened his mouth, but the word won't come out. He's joking how? Everybody joking now. The lights run out, time's up, over, loud. Okay, stop.
For me, I witnessed the effort of teamwork from the new pledge class. I was happy to see they were working together to prepare for the luncheon after the IPPE. I was proud to see they became the brothers. I felt accomplished like Randy mentioned on social media. I finished my community rotation, and it was time for me to continue my adventure for Optum Specialty Rotation in Phoenix.
Open your eyes, take you wonder by wonder, over, sideways, and under, on a magic carpet ride, a whole new world, a new fantastic point.
Living in Phoenix was very interesting when I found out everything was 5 miles away with 15 minutes driving. I was not bothered by the traffic because it looked like the car flow kept moving regardless of rush hour or not. I enjoyed the experience of living with 8 people in the house and sharing 2 bathrooms with 1 kitchen. It was like hanging out and bonding with roommates with all the TV shows from Netflix, HBO, and Peacock. In addition, I could hang out with other Kappa Psi collegiate chapters in Phoenix. Surprisingly, Handsome Kel's birthday happened during my time in Phoenix. He invited me to his karaoke party, and everyone had a good time. Kelvin told me more people brought more joy. I agreed with him after going to his party. It did help while I was waiting for match day. David Worthington taught me that there were pros and cons between match versus working for retail after pharmacy school. I could travel and work if I worked retail. On the other hand, I gained experience as an inpatient during my residency and had no break after pharmacy school. Everything happened for a reason, and they were all opportunity costs.
All right.
I started my last rotation at the psychiatrist hospital with Ravi. I heard his story about how he struggled as an immigrant while he was a pharmacy student until he made it to the director of the pharmacy through the antimicrobial stewardship program created by him. I almost cried when I heard that story during my P2 year. Another event that happened was Spring Province in Anaheim. It was my last province during my term. It was the biggest province I'd ever planned with almost 200 attendants for the banquet because it was close to Disneyland. I found out I matched residency, so I had to limit my involvement with Kappa Psi. It was bittersweet for me. That was my last time working or calling Randy also. Patrick, David, and Ravi, from Florida, told me to focus on residency first and then shift to Kappa Psi later. I agreed when I looked during my second rotation in residency. I was glad that my whole family line showed up at Spring Province.
Classroom to see the flashback memories. People even knew that I loved to stay on campus forever. All the professors congratulated me for matching residency. Even though we did not have the picture together after becoming the brothers, we ended up having the picture together at graduation. I emphasize that was the last thing I wanted to do with my Kappa Psi class. I tried to say goodbye to many friends as much as I could. Also, Handsome Kel came to visit me before I moved to Washington. Looking back, I made the best decision ever to switch my career, and I became the opposite version of myself from undergraduate to involve, network, and connect with many friends and professors and other pharmacists in other provinces.
That's life, man. That's life. Let's go. This man, I like to make this video to have a reflection of all the good memory in pharmacy school, and if I promise myself something in the future, I can look back at this video. And my second reason is that I don't like to create a social media account with like either with RX or PharmD, you know, like ABB Cruise RX or ABB Cruise PharmD, or Handsome RX or Handsome PharmD, or you know, Buff Pharmacist RX or Buff Pharmacist PharmD. No, I'm too lazy. I'm not good at like editing Instagram social media account. I just do this for fun, and you know, if I came up with a name before in my P1 year, like Man with Drugs, but I'm afraid people might judge me by the name. You know, world these days, people judge everything through the book cover, so gotta be careful with that. But yeah, so that's why I'm making this video, just for fun, entertaining purposes. That's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the documentary I made after 3 years of pharmacy school. I hope did not put any of you to sleep. In the end, my favorite memory in pharmacy school was Capacide. I had a great experience of involvement and creating meaningful connection. The graduate brother mentored me with their pharmacy experience and perspective. They taught me how to appreciate a technician and handle crazy things at work. I would not be where I am now without their mentoring and perspectives. I drove 14 hours from Vegas to Washington while moving, and I tried to think of the meaning of Capacide to me, because I want to have a Capacide tattoo. It meant that I would not be alone wherever I go, regardless of how I struggle in school, work, or residency. The brothers will be there to listen and talk to me. Some people still care about me. I just need to push through it. It's okay to say I don't know, but being proactive in asking and solving the issue is the way to to maturity and responsibility. That was how David Warrington mentored me, and he asked me to invest forward because there will be brothers who need my help some days.